Alright, so that was a hectic 60 seconds. Alright, our reinforcements are here. So as promised, one more platoon of infantry. I think I will send them up on the right flank. It's pretty crowded over here. They'll come up on the right behind those guys, and then hopefully they can all push into these small buildings. We'll just get them started. No rush since things are going okay up there for the moment anyway. But no supporting weapons or anything, just another platoon of riflemen. Guys made it to their next position, so let them catch their breath there. 50 cal is finally in action. Got something to shoot at, so that's good. Need a target for our mortar. Right there would be nice. I'll have him move over there with the machine gun. Maybe he can see. If he can see right in there, that'd be probably a good spot. Those trees by the church for anybody we flush out of the actual building. And our spotter almost there. Press up into here, which looks like we've already eliminated the enemy there. Bring our tank up just a little bit more, but that's probably about as close as he can get until we see what's in these buildings, because like right here, we took it out, but there was like a Panzerschreck team right there that was firing at this guy all the way over here. Alright, now it seems quiet enough that I'm going to have these guys all move up towards there. Aim to get into that heavier trees. We'll bring the mortar up. Actually, the mortar might stop here. You can kind of see a little bit from that little hill. And he's got a tank covering him. And then our left-hand element. They've got some enemies to engage, so we'll let them take a turn to get set up there before we move any further in. So definitely some resistance there and there. Kind of scattered all through. Seems like it's heavier on the left side than on the right. Makes sense, 3 of the objectives are over there. These tanks aren't shooting at anything, so I need to get them into the fight a little bit more. These guys are taking some fire. Okay, so start over here. Taking some fire from one of these buildings. Can't see where exactly, but I might have them stop since they're in at least some cover there. These guys can just move. Change that to run and have them just run on into cover. And then, yeah, the Union headquarters and bazooka divert to there. So we spot what's shooting at them from over here. Bring up the Sherman a little bit more. I'm gonna have it button up. It'll automatically do that when they take fire, but since it's such close range, I'm gonna have him just, it reduces their spotting ability, but keeps the commander from getting shot in the face, so that's handy. And then I'm gonna send this Sherman over to the left. Having 2 of them right next to each other is not gonna help us too much. To kind of put fire on that building and any targets of opportunity and support these guys. Then yeah, have them start moving up. there, and then, oh, dirty cow, they're jammed now. They're just having a bad day. Our mortar, see anything from there? Not anything super useful. We'll have them fire into those trees since looks like there's a squad maybe hiding in there. Just to get at least one of our mortar teams into the action. And then our 105, I think, get a bead on, yes. All right, he's gonna call on the 105 on that heavy building back there since it's the back line of their defense. It'll take 2 minutes for it to come in, a couple turns, but we'll let that kind of take out that building hopefully while we focus on the one in front of it with everybody else. Then these guys are still getting in position, so we'll just move up the supporting elements. Machine gun back there, shooting at those guys. Might have at those guys, so I'm gonna have my machine gun team move up, support them, and fire back. And then here on the right side, you don't want to get too jammed up, but we'll move one team up so we can cover the other team pushing into the town. And then these guys, they're still making their way forward. Alright, perfect. These guys stopped and engaged, just what we wanted them to do. This mortar's firing. Always when I was a kid, I thought it was so cool you could see like the actual mortar shot going up in the air and then landing over there. You might not be able to see it on the video, but there's like a little black speck on and then coming back down over there. Yeah, we need to get some fire on that machine gun right there, for sure. We got Sherman. One of the machine guns at least is firing at it, but not the main gun. I might give it a direct command to do that. Well, our mortar, I was hoping they would kind of go unnoticed back there, but they're getting hit. Taking cover. And there's a German, a mortar back there? Okay, well we can take that out. That's another thing I was thinking about, should have said, sending these guys kind of looping in the back is that, yeah, if the Germans have some mortars supporting elements, they're going to be back here. Might be a good chance to take those out early. But first we need to deal with this infantry squad that's shooting at us. And the tank sees the mortar, so that's good enough. And these guys, there's no way they can advance until we suppress or take out that machine gun. So let's have our tank shoot at it, and it might be they need catching in the edge of that building, so he needs to move up just a little bit more and then engage that machine gun so that these guys are clear to move forward. Back here, we'll have these guys keep moving forward. Alright, go on into the next turn, turn 12 out of 30. A lot going on here. I'm not going to do it here, but if you're playing, one of the fun things with Combat Mission, of course, is like, at this point, there's so many firefights going on. You can play the turn and then rewind it and play it again and watch whatever part you want to kind of focus on. Ooh, another Panzerschreck team way out here, looking to catch a Sherman running around on the flank unsupported, which is exactly what I'm doing. But he's got a buddy backing him up, so that'll be okay. Hopefully. Will it? Oh, knocked out. Dang, caught him on the side, knocked him out. Abandoned at least, so maybe the crew survived. At least some of the crew survived, made it out. And of course the next shot pinned those guys down. Well, that's what I get. Moved too aggressively. It looked open out there, but there was that one Panzerschreck team hiding. But that's okay, we're gonna press on. We are sending some Germans running. There's a whole bunch of them gathered here, so can I get a mortar team somewhere? See that spot. Maybe if they move over here, they can see it from there. I know I have another team somewhere. They're all hiding in these woods. I feel like there was one more, but anyway. Well, it couldn't be a flawless victory. It'd be too easy if nothing happened. Yeah, that's what I get for moving those guys too aggressively on the flank, exposing them to a Panzerschreck team hiding out in the woods in a foxhole. But that's okay. This one can finish them off since they see them. And this one, this squad is still shooting. Got that mortar, that's good. This machine gun is not pinned down yet. They are still shooting back, so can't push into the town until we kind of take out that machine gun since it's covering the front entrance here. Alright, we're just going to go a turn and see if we can knock out some of the enemies we see. And then 13 seconds, our big artillery drop on that building soon, hopefully knock it out. I got 73 rounds, so ought to be able to really hammer it. There he goes. Alright, so unfortunate. Traded one Sherman for one anti-tank team, but that's how it goes sometimes. Alright, our artillery is dropping back there. Hopefully some of it actually hits the building. Mortar team. I was hoping they could slip by since they're so far back there, but apparently not. No luck with the mortar teams today. Alright, at least one round landed on the building. And really, I might... Let's see, how many rounds do they have? 61, so I'll let them... I spend at least one more turn hitting that building, see what happens, and then shift fire to right here, because there's a whole bunch of Germans hiding in those woods where that artillery would definitely be pretty effective. Alright, and at least 3 guys made it out of the tank, made it to cover. So now we got close enough to see these are Volksgrenadier. It's a heavy submachine gun squad of Volksgrenadiers. We don't want to close with those guys too fast since they got SMGs. We'll probably want to just engage them at range, overwhelm with firepower. Be the name of the game. Now at this tank, I'm a little cautious now. Part of me is tempted to send him on a little end around to get behind the Germans, but I just know if I do that, I'll probably run into another team. Back there, there's something. We'll just stay here since he's got pretty good line of sight on a lot of potential spots. Yeah, if we could take out that squad, or at least get them pinned down, would be fantastic, but they're being really resistant. But a mortar team is in a spot where they can at least see the building, so they can bring down some fire on it. Alright, so we'll go one more turn. I think once they break, we can get into town if they break. That would be good. We'll start rolling them up. I guess I could send these squads straight ahead. If that machine gun can't see them moving straight into those buildings, and we get a little toehold in the town. And the ones in the church seem to have kind of run out into the woods outside right now. Big time, full on battle now. Those guys panicked and ran straight ahead. I don't know what they're thinking. They're drawing a lot of fire. Alright, so another big firefight turn. Gonna have Spotter, he's still got 45 rounds left. I'm gonna have him shift fire right there. The big artillery, because there seems to be several Germans hiding there, plus in the building there. I'll just bring it down on them, because I know that'll inflict some casualties, a few good hits there. And then we can just pummel that building with our tanks if we do. And I'm tempted to move up here, but we'll wait. Not gonna move up there till we have secure over here. I think these guys could run into that building. See if we can get them into that building. They might make it, they might not, but got plenty of cover. Just some of these enemy machine gun teams, they must have really high morale because they're proving pretty tough to get them to break and run. And maybe have this team run forward into that building too. It's a heavy building, so if they make it in there, they'll be in good shape. Move the platoon headquarters up to support them a little. Then we have this extra platoon coming up behind. If they can get in there and get a toehold, then this next platoon will feed in right behind them to kind of press into these various buildings. Then those guys are unyielding, so we'll just keep plastering them. Might have this tank, since it doesn't have any targets to shoot at right now, have it move over here. And it can just shoot right at those guys and just blow that building away if they need to. Plus help out with anything else. Alright, turn 15. So we're halfway through the scenario, time-wise. Kind of stagnated for the moment, but we've got plenty of targets we're engaging. Just don't want to waste my forces moving up without knocking out those machine guns. Oh yeah, there we go. That's got to be doing some casualties right there. Dropping the heavy artillery right on top of them. Alright, both of our rushing squads made it to cover, so that's good. They can start engaging. Okay, yeah, those guys. So again, they would not yield and run away, so we just took the whole building out. Alright, and this mortar is almost out of rounds, but that's okay. We'll save. We've got 3 left. They can save those for something. Now these guys are clear to start moving. Don't worry about that squad. It's got plenty of people shoot at it. We're going to start moving up over here. In the back of my mind, I keep thinking like a couple German tanks are going to show up out of nowhere and roll into town, so That is continues to be a possibility. This platoon, they're just going to keep holding position here. That tank crew retreat to those nice little hole for them to hide in right there. And yeah, let the heavy artillery drop right there because I know there's at least 2, maybe 3 squads hiding out right there. Everybody shoot at those guys. This tank's gonna be late, but the mortars took care of that problem. But they can fire into the town, that'll be fine. And then this platoon can just move up into here, see if they see anything in those buildings. If they do, he can help them out. If not, move into these woods and just kind of make their way towards the big objective. Those guys made it into there. And it looks like we finally got that machine gun to yield a little. So we'll rush ahead. These guys as well. And have these guys start moving up. Now that's okay. I'm gonna keep them moving so they're not gonna be in the open too long right there. Move this platoon forward. And this machine gun, they'll give them something to do. Move up to there. This mortar still has 13 rounds. So if they got any targets for them to shoot at, or they can just add to the misery of these guys. Alright, they got 13 rounds left, so we'll just have them move up to here, kind of save them for whatever. Alright, on to the next turn. We got 33 rounds from the big guns, so we can cancel that fire if we want to, or shift it again. Smoke appearing there. Got 21 rounds left. Let's shift it back to that building on the hill in the back. We could try to damage it, and I can see the Germans running away to it. Whatever's here is probably knocked out by now. And then, I don't know, kind of tempted just to waste that squad hiding out there, but actually I'll have this mortar. They got 13 rounds. Hopefully that'll be enough to knock out that squad out there if we need to. Then I think time for these guys to move forward. We'll have them run to the woods up there. I'll send one squad, see how they do, and then the next 2 squads and the platoon leader behind them. These guys are in the town, and they took out that squad, so Have one move there. Bring up another squad. Start getting into these buildings, get a little closer. Start getting a little aggressive here since we're at turn 17. I've engaged what looks like most of the enemy resistance. And identified, knocked out, pushed back, like the machine gun positions and stuff. Not to get overly aggressive, but we do need to start kind of moving into town. These guys, they don't have anything that they're shooting at, so have them continue on. Just kind of keep wiggling their way up through these woods and heading towards that main objective to take it out if they can, while the pressure keeps coming from the front. Every big round that hits that building is good, because if we don't need to occupy it, we can just knock it out. Fine with me. We got 13 rounds, so I'm just gonna let those finish off. Maybe it's damaged that building, maybe we can knock it out. Either way is fine. Those guys made it into there. And actually, since they're... might as well just keep running and get into that heavy building so they have better protection. Then the next few squads, just bring the whole platoon forward behind them. This is this enemy squad out here, but they're getting hit from a few different directions. Guys over here are doing fine, so we'll bunch up for a second, but keep moving. And oh, well, we've secured that first objective, so there must not be any Germans, or at least if there are, only like one or two, like a little team in there, since we've secured it with just this squad over here. We'll have these guys just press on. Move up. Well, we're on turn 18. Decide whether... seems like the only unit that could even shoot at these guys if they move up here is like this one squad that's taking a lot of fire. So this fresh platoon, we're gonna have them... they're gonna take our right flank here and push up through these buildings just in case. A little bit reckless, but that'll be okay. they're fresh. They want to get in the fight, right? Kind of role play it a little bit. They're wanting to move up. Guys are all going to move up as well. Guys are moving up. Okay, looks good. Advancing on all fronts. Run, boys, run. Another German squad panicking, running the wrong direction. Immediately turning around. Ooh, what happened over here? Those guys. Well, I will rewind it here. I just want to see. Yeah. What was that? This is around from this tank, but apparently found some flammable grass over there and lit it up on those dudes. So yeah, I think they're done for the moment. They're on the run. Somehow there are still enemies in there. All those artillery 105 rounds dropped right on them. They're still in there, but they're like these Volksgrenadier heavy SMG squads. I don't know if we can zoom in. Yeah, they're just like must have fanatical morale. They're just not yielding at all. But they can choose to not yield, and we'll just keep pushing. Now that we're pushing into the town, we can start really laying it into them from multiple angles. And this mortar team, they finally were in position. They were gonna shoot at that squad, but now it's running away. So I guess they can just drop some rounds to these woods right there. Maybe finish those dudes off. Big guns are out of ammo. Could be a few more rounds coming, but that building is now heavily damaged, so it's almost toast. This one, I'm gonna have them fire there. Try to finish off those guys. And then this tank, I'm gonna have it kind of move up here, since now we've got tons of infantry in here, so not too worried about like another Panzerfaust team popping out of nowhere. Have these guys just start advancing through the town. Those guys stay where they're at though, since there is that stupid team there just won't yield. Over here, guys aren't running into any resistance at all, so they're gonna get aggressive as well. Guys want to use up their last 3 rounds on something. Can't see anything to shoot at. I don't want to move them up in the open where they're just going to get shot at by a random enemy, so leave them where they are.